Hey guys, it is Armedfro here. Got a black and white 2 match. This is against Chris. He's also his Pokken nerd or whatever. It was a really fun match. As you see, I got our teams. I'm going to lead off with my Mew. Even if you can lead off with Metagross, I could stealth before he goes for Stealth Rocks. As he actually leads with Weavile. I'm going to go for the U-turn, as he actually goes for the Night Slash. The Night Slash is going to do about 3/4. So I just go for the U-turn, just in case he does have the Focus Sash. I really don't want to risk him, like me doing a big hit, than him revenge killing me. So I'm going to go for the Flamethrower. I should have gone for the Volt Switch, so I could switch into a faster Pokemon and be able to take this guy a lot easier. But I do get the crit, which is really good for me. That means I get 3-hit KO it. He actually goes for the Fiery Dance. I wasn't actually predicting that. I thought he would go for a Quiver Dance, trying to think he could outspeed me. But with the Fire Gem, it's gonna easily take me out. Even if a Fiery Dance from a non-boost one, I would have taken it. But I'm gonna go to my Houndoom. His Houndoom is so freaking awesome. I love using him in this match. I'm gonna go for the Sucker Punch, gonna take him out. As I gonna switch into my George, as I know I could take anything this guy does. And then I see the bulk up, like, oh crap. That means I can't really switch into my Heracross. Even though I will resist every hit that he sends at me, since I am fighting N-Bug. I resist the Crunch and the Drain Punch. But my close combats are not going to do that much. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch into my Mew, so I can transform as he stays asleep, and just to gain more health. And I do get the +1 attack and the +1 defense, so we're both pretty much neutral at this point. He does go for the Jet Skin after the turn is over, but I do outspeed, go for the Drain Punch, see how much damage it's going to do. Still not getting much. It means pretty sure he has some defensive IVs. He goes for a Drain Punch. It's almost going to take me out, but I should have switched into my George here, as right here, I'm just going to go for the Drain Punch, trying to do more damage to him. But he's going to win the speed tie there and just take me out. So here, he's still +1. He has Shed Skin, which is really risky for me. So the only really thing I could do is switch into my George again, as he bulks up a second time, just to try to do some damage to my George, because he's not doing jack. So right here, I'm going to go Sleep Powder. I hit again. I'm going to switch. Actually, I'm going to go Knock Off. He does 4 times resistance, but it takes out the leftovers, which is really important. So he's going to go for the bulk up again, which I don't even know why he's trying to bulk up at this point. I thought he would just go for the Drain Punch. I'm going to go for the Sleep Powder again. And right here, I'm going to switch into my Rotom Wash. Just try to do as much damage. Now that he doesn't have the leftovers recovery, he'll be a lot easier to take out. The only risk I will have will be the Drain Punch. But he seems to like Crunch a lot more. So that's good for me. So Hydro Pump's going to do a decent chunk, as right here, I'm going to switch back in my George. He has +3 attack, but it's still not going to do jack shit. So I am actually going to go with the Sleep Powder again, as he actually goes for the 4th bulk up, which is really weird. I guess he's just trying to set up on my George as I go for the Sleep Powder. I could go for the Power Whip here, but it's just smarter just to go to my Rotom Wash, do more damage, and hopefully revenge kill him with another Pokemon. As here, I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump. He should go for the Drain Punch and try to wake up. He should go for the Drain Punch here just to get more HP. But the Hydro Pump's going to do a pretty decent chunk as he goes for the Crunch to take me out. I guess he's thinking that I'm still Ghost type. But now I'm going to go my Bahamut, my Houndoom, go for the Flamethrower. It's going to take him out, which is really good, because now the huge threat is completely gone. So now the rest of his team should be able to take out. I could go for the Sucker Punch here, but I don't want to risk it and not kill him, because I need him for the Metagross. As I'm going to go for the Sleep Powder, as I could take any hit that he throws at me, just because I have just massive defense and massive HP. And I do have regeneration abilities, so that's why whenever I come in, I come with more health. He does have the Lumberry, which I was not thinking he would have. I thought he would have Focus Sash. But he goes into the X-Man as I go for the Sleep Powder. This guy is a huge threat to my team, just because one thing. I swear to God, I thought I put Hidden Power Fire on this guy. But apparently it's Hidden Power Ice. As he goes for the Hammer Arm, not going to do jack. Going to decrease his speed, and I'm going to go for Hidden Power. I thought was Fire, but it's Ice, which really sucks, because now I can't really do all that much except for putting this guy to sleep as he switches into his Weavile, either predicting a Power Whip or Elite Seed, I don't know, but I'm going to Sleep Powder him, as I'm just going to go for the Power Whip here, as he stays asleep, and Power Whip luckily hits, and I take him out. So that's another really offensive threat completely gone. The only thing I'm really worried about is his Vaporeon. After I could take off his Vaporeon out of his team, I'm pretty sure I have the match, because this Metagross is not really a huge threat to me. Just because I do have Heracross, and I do have this George that could just wall him for days. As I go for the sleep pattern, he's asleep, which is really good, so now I can switch into my Houndoom. I will take a lot from Stealth Rocks, but it will be enough that hopefully this Flamethrower will be able to take him out as he switches into his Vaporeon, which is a really good move, but again, this Vaporeon is a huge threat to my team, so I don't know what to do here. I could switch into my, my Heracross, try to get the burn from the Scald, but I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse as I get the flinch, which is hilarious. But here, I'm going to Dark Pulse again. I'm not doing too much. I'm just whittling him down just so I could come back revenge kill. But he goes for the Wish. I'm like, oh, crap. I'm thinking he's going to try to protect as I switch into George, just to try to get some Power Whips on this guy as he goes for the Scald, which really sucks. But luckily, he doesn't get the burn. So it's not that much of a threat to me. So here, I'm pretty sure I just go for the Power Whip just to see if he does have the Ice Beam. If he does the Ice Beam, even with this Ice Beam, I know the Power is going to do a huge chunk to him. So I'm going to go for the Power Whip, and it does about 3/4, which is really good. Power Whip is extremely powerful. Only problem is that it only has 70 accuracy. So here, I'm going to go for the Power Whip again as he goes for his Metagross. This Metagross takes his Power Whip like a boss, and he heals with the Wish. Only thing I really could do is switch into my Houndoom. His Vaporeon is really weak, so even if he does bring it in, the Flamethrower, he's not going to like the Flamethrower too much. So, this Vaporeon, I'm going to hit it with a Flamethrower, and I'm like, oh, crap, okay, well, I die because Life Orb, but he does get the burn, which it doesn't really matter in the long run, but that makes his Vaporeon even, like, 5 times easier to take care of. So I'm going to go to my Luffy with my sub Heracross, as I'm going to go for the Mega Horns, because I do not want my defenses to decrease, because his Aerodactyl can come in and just, it won't be able to do anything. So I'm going to go for the sub, just because he is asleep. I will be able to get at least one turn of sleep against this guy, as I'm going to go for the close combat, see how much damage it's going to do. It looks like a 3-hit KO, which I was kind of expecting. I mean, I am a max attack Heracross, but Metagross does have a lot of defensive bulk. So, it's going to be a 3-hit KO. I'm going to go for close combat again. He wakes up, goes for the Meteor Mash, takes out my sub, but it doesn't matter because this Heracross is just going to finish this guy off. Even if he does have the Bullet Punch, I will be able to finish him off. But he goes for the Aerodactyl. And this stab neutral attack, it does a lot. It almost 1-hit KOs this Aerodactyl, but I don't want to risk it because I do have all the defensive decreases. I'm going to switch into my George just because I know I could just take this guy out easily, but he goes for the Earthquake. I don't know if he was predicting something, or I really don't know. Earthquake's not going to do that much damage to my Heracross or my George, as I'm just going to go for the Hidden Power Ice just to finish this guy off. I am Toxic, so I might as well just stay in. I know his Heracross, Metagross, doesn't have any recovery, so any damage that that's on him now is going to stay there. As he goes for the Meteor Mash, I go for Sleep Powder just in case he has the random Bullet Punch, just in case Heracross comes in. So now I'm going to go for the Power Whip just to try to finish this guy off with my George, because, I mean, George has just been taking hits all day this game. So I'm going to go for Knockoff. Hopefully they'll take him out, but it doesn't. There's nothing really more to say, except I go for another Knockoff and to finish him off as he stays asleep. So that's going to be a good match, Chris. Thanks for watching, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and as always, stay classy.